Chapter 1. The Letter. The envelope was old, yellowed at the edges, sealed with wax, and had no return address. Dr. Ethan Cole turned it over in his hands, frowning. He hadn't received a handwritten letter in years, let alone one that looked like it belonged in a museum. The name on the front was his, typed in clean black font, Dr. Ethan Cole. He sat at his desk in his small Cambridge office, rain tapping gently against the window. Outside, the gray sky hung low like a smothering blanket. Inside, silence. He broke the wax and opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of thick paper, textured and slightly damp. It read, "They're still out there, Ethan. Come find them before it's too late." Beneath the sentence was a GPS coordinate, one that made his breath catch. It was deep in the Amazon, right where his brother had disappeared 4 years ago. Ethan leaned back in his chair, staring at the page as the room around him darkened with the clouds. No signature, no explanation, just that one chilling sentence and a location burned into his memory. His brother, Marcus Cole, a botanist with a reckless streak, had led a team of 5 researchers into the uncharted rainforest to study ancient flora. They never came back. No signals, no bodies, nothing but a few fragments of their base camp found weeks later, torn tents, broken equipment, and something no one could explain. A spiral symbol burned into the trees, repeated over and over. He had buried that memory. Until now. Chapter 2. The Team. 3 weeks later, Ethan stood at the edge of the jungle, sweat dripping down his back. The air was thick, wet, buzzing with unseen life. The last outpost behind him was fading into the mist as the group ventured deeper into the green maze. They were 5. Ethan Cole, biologist, haunted and driven. Maria Vega, a local guide in her 30s, sharp-eyed and superstitious. Lena Moore, cultural anthropologist, fascinated by lost tribes and rituals. Jackson Reed, ex-military, now working private security, arrogant but capable. Luis, Maria's assistant, quiet, always watching the trees. "Are you sure about this path?" Jackson asked, machete swinging lazily at the undergrowth. Maria didn't turn. "There is no path, not here, only what the jungle allows." Ethan held the GPS in his hand, but even it seemed to flicker, the signal growing weaker. The deeper they went, the less the technology worked. It felt like stepping back in time. By the 3rd day, the silence began. No birds, no monkeys, even the insects had vanished. "I don't like this," Lena whispered one night by the campfire. "It's too quiet." "Jungle sleeps," Maria said, stirring the fire. "But sometimes, it listens." Chapter 3. The Spiral. They found it on the 5th day. A tree, massive, ancient, with a spiral carved into its trunk. But it wasn't etched with a knife. It was burned, deep and dark, like the wood had been seared from the inside out. Ethan knelt beside it, running his fingers along the mark. "This is exactly what we found in the photos from Marcus's camp," he murmured. "But it looks fresh." Luis stood motionless behind them, eyes wide. "El oído," he said softly. "What did he say?" Jackson asked. Maria's face had gone pale. "It means the ear. It's a local legend, a spirit of the forest. They say the trees can hear your thoughts. If you speak too much, it listens." "That's just native superstition," Jackson scoffed. But that night, no one slept well. They all heard it. Not a voice, not an animal, just a whisper. A soft, distant shh, like something brushing against your thoughts. Chapter 4. The First Disappearance. At 4:17 a.m., Jackson was gone, No sound, no struggle, just his gear neatly laid beside his sleeping mat, and one boot standing upright by the fire as if placed there carefully. "Jackson!" Maria screamed into the jungle, but her voice was swallowed by green. Ethan stared at the trees. Were they closer? Lena sat with her arms wrapped tight around her knees. "We need to leave. Now, whatever this is, it doesn't want us here." "No," Ethan said. "We're close. I can feel it." "What if it's not a place we're close to?" Maria whispered. "What if it's a thing?" Chapter 5. The Voice. The jungle changed after Jackson vanished. It wasn't the trail. They hadn't had one in days. It wasn't the silence. They'd gotten used to the way the forest swallowed sound. It was the feeling, like something had noticed them. Luis walked slower now, always staring at the canopy as though something were perched just out of sight. Ethan's dreams were growing vivid. Each night, he saw Marcus, his brother, standing beneath a blood-red moon, face hollow, eyes glowing like coals. And every time Marcus whispered, "You heard it too, didn't you?" The next day, they found the ruins. Not ancient temples, no carvings, no artifacts, just black stones sunken into the earth in a perfect spiral, the same shape as on the tree. Lena crouched by one of the stones, her fingers trembling. This isn't Incan. It's not even tribal. It's like someone built this to keep something in. Maria didn't move. Her skin was clammy. "This is a boundary. I've heard stories. A no-go zone. No one in my village even says its name." Ethan stepped closer to the center. He felt it again. A low hum in his bones, a whisper inside his skull. "Come closer." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The fire was low. Luis had taken watch. Maria and Lena were curled up, eyes darting beneath closed lids. He heard it again. A voice. But this time, it wasn't in his head. It was outside the tent. Ethan," he froze. Help me." He knew that voice. "Marcus?" He bolted upright and unzipped the tent. Jungle, darkness, the hiss of wind through leaves, and then Marcus, standing by the spiral stones, pale, thin, smiling, too wide. "Ethan," he said. Ethan stumbled toward him. "Marcus, you're alive." But before he could reach, the figure stepped backward into the shadow of the trees and vanished. Chapter 6. The second one. Falls. In the morning, Ethan told the others what he saw. "You followed it?" Maria snapped. "You followed it into the dark? That's how it works. It lures you." "It looked like him. It was him." It was something wearing your brother's face. Luis was gone by noon. No scream, no blood, just his necklace hanging from a branch, and a spiral carved into the bark behind it, still smoking. They turned back, but the forest had changed. Paths no longer made sense. Landmarks moved. The compass spun aimlessly. "We're not lost," Maria whispered. "We've been taken." Chapter 7. Spiral inside. They walked for days, or hours, or forever. Time meant nothing now. Lena started to hum to herself, children's songs. She didn't blink much. Ethan tried to write in his journal, but the words moved when he looked away. He saw spirals in the ink, heard voices behind every tree. And then they found the camp, the original one. Torn tents, rusted cookware, a faded photo of Marcus and his team pinned to a tree with a bone. Lena touched the photo. "They're still here." "You mean alive?" Ethan asked. She turned to him. Her eyes were all black. Inside." Chapter 8. The Whispering God. That night, Lena vanished. She left a message scrawled in charcoal on the tarp. "I see now. The forest is not cursed, it is the mouth. We were the offering. Maria cried for the first time. We're next, she said. It'll take you, or me, or both. But Ethan, he didn't want to leave, because he could hear Marcus clearly now. He was beneath the stones, beneath the spiral, and he was calling. Chapter 9. Descent. Ethan waited until Maria slept. He walked back to the spiral ruins alone, the moon high and red above him. The stones had shifted, opening like petals, a stairwell beneath the earth. He descended. The walls pulsed. The air was thick with rot and memory. He passed markings older than language, bones fused to stone, echoes of screams that hadn't happened yet, and at the bottom, a heart, not metaphorical, a beating, organic, living heart, the size of a house, buried in the dark. He stepped toward it. It opened an eye. Chapter 10. The Return. Maria found him days later, or maybe minutes. He was sitting by the spiral, smiling softly. His eyes were empty, his voice calm. It showed me everything, Ethan said. Where's your brother? He looked up at her, confused. Who? She backed away. You're not Ethan anymore, are you? He tilted his head. Shh, he whispered. It's still listening. Behind her, the trees moved, and the whisper began again.